Well, this is a nice clear yellow cock. Nice size, see the round back, the break in the neck, the colour. For a long time I thought this was a hen, because the hens seem to be a little bit smaller, and I was delighted when it started singing its head off. So that as a cock, it obviously is more useful to me. Beautiful bird. So now I will run him with 3 hens. Normally I'll run as trios. These cages, lots of 5, are ideal for a trio and a pair. So that will be a trio, that will be a trio. But with a cock like that, I need to, because last year my best clear yellow cock, I ran with 3 hens and it didn't fill 1 egg. That is the danger. So you put your best 3 hens down and don't breed anything for a year. But with him, his bouncing is so good, I will run him with 3.
Do you ever get a bird? I don't think you will, but I have. But, you ever get a bird where you can't get in condition? I know you probably don't. But I've had that in the past, and I'm thinking, well, why? You know.
Yes, particularly hens. If a hen not in condition will not breed. You're wasting your time. It will let you down. If it's the tail pumping, people said, bring it in the house by the fire. Forget it. You're wasting. It will let you down at some stage. It will die on the egg bound, or it won't rear the youngsters. You only want fit birds. And if you have a bird that is slightly out of condition, just work on it, but don't give it too much time. Have a nice cinnamon buff hen here in a single cage, with slightly off the boil. I'm a bit concerned if she's a flighted bird. If it's not fit enough, I will not use it. So I've put her on Guardian Angel, plus your dandelion leaves, your craigatonic. Just spoil birds a little bit with things like craigatonic, dandelion, apple, soft food. But yeah, don't. If it's not right in a few days, it isn't going to be right. No, you've got to be ruthless with nature. I maintain that bird in the wild, the sparrowhawk, would take. So occasionally you have to play the sparrowhawk and get rid of them.
What is that tail pumping? It's a sign of bad health.
Yeah, it is.
I've noticed that with canaries.
Yes, there was one at the show the other day. It was the tail was pumping. Yeah. The other thing is the wings drop a bit. Yes. They won't have the neat wings, and overall you can see. So that's why 10 points for health as a showbird is ridiculous. That bird should not have been showed. But it could have been. It had a bad journey, and it suddenly is off colour. But I've seen birds there at shows. Not for many of these days. So it shouldn't be shown. The fitness comes first.
Can you ever be over too much the other way?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can overdo it as well.
Like that variegated yellow cock. I'm sure it would have filled eggs. Bouncing, wild, wouldn't have a show cage. I'm sure it would have filled eggs, but it wasn't going to get a chance in my birdroom, because the youngsters would have been just as wild.
So really, if it's, sometimes I suppose a novice might think, well, that's all I've got. I'll try. Yeah, you're wasting it. Oh, you think it's different?
Yeah. I didn't move it on, but I explained that it was too. In fact, one of the best birds I ever moved on, I moved on to David Button in late 1980s. It was a cock bird that would fight the 2 hens. It drove me mad. I thought, shall I strangle it? But no, got no youngsters. Now, David used to come to me every year. They were the first man in the bird room, and he came for 6 fives. And I let him have that bird. It was a cracking bird, but it was no enjoyment watching it attacking other hens. To his credit, David bred some cracking birds. He went to the national exhibition in best 5 and in best canary in show. So it was. I wish I'd persevered a bit more with it. But anyway, good luck to David Button. Nice guy. That's a nice clear buff cock. It's flighted. It's 1 year old. Last year that was unbeatable. It's pulling a little bit now. As they're getting fitter, they change shape. Alex Malik used to say, top borderman, legend of Scotland, now dead unfortunately, you need cocks like pencils this time of year. Slight exaggeration, but that lovely roundness, you don't want it now. You want them, so it's pulling a little bit, that lovely shape has gone a little, but you can see the roundness of the head, the shoulders. That is yes, that's the father of that grey yellow cock over there. So he will run with 3 hens. So with those 2 between them, 6 hens, there will be all the cocks I retain will be out of these birds here with a pale blue ring on, which is my top line. I will not keep cocks that are out of these other birds. They must be in the top line. People say, well, that's better than the one you're keeping. May well be. It will not breed as well. So you've got to be quite ruthless. When I'm selecting, there's only them 6 cages where I will consider cocks. The others I'll consider hens, but the cocks, ruthless, only the top draw will you keep for breeding.
You can see on Terry's birds as well, that what you're saying, the break on the neck, it's just like, it's almost like penciled, it's in there. You can see, once he mentions about it and you look at the bird, you go, oh yeah, I see what he means. It's just like...
In the afternoon, I will collect all these, maybe tomorrow morning, this soft food, put it back in the bowl, mix it all up, and put in 4 dishes for the 4 hen flights. The reason I do this is the cockbirds will have eaten the rich conditioning seeds, and the hens will be left with some seeds, conditioning seeds, but mainly the soft food. It's back to feeding the cocks, starve the hens. You need lean hens to rear, so you'll overfeed. They'll get sufficient goodness out of this. They'll have the petit pois, but not all over rich. The great Frank Meaden years ago told me his siskins, because siskins are greedy little birds, what he would do, the mixture from the other finches, he would put into the siskin area the next day. Because all the rich fatty seeds had been eaten, so the siskins wouldn't get too far. So maybe that's where I got the idea to move this on to the hens. Just a little bit. To be dark before the actual work. Dustbin lid will be frozen. Sorry. So with a plastic lid, you can snap the ice out. Yeah. Fill it back with water. Now before I got out of that aviary, pitch black, the canaries that I kept at the time were in that water. There we go, you two.
What a lovely way to catch them.
I know. Haven't all day. So mid-February for the next month, the hens will stay in those 4 flight cages. But now we've just run half a dozen out to have a look at. We'll run them in these training cages. These are the 6 hens that were in one of those flight cages a minute ago. These training cages are extremely useful. They're slightly bigger than a show cage, slightly broader, 4 spars at each end to get your hand in, and they are extremely useful. Come October, all my young birds will run into these cages and will be placed on the floor, and that's where I start my first assessment from above, looking for that 40% from above. If they don't have it, they will be I might keep them, but they certainly won't be my first choice. So these are extremely good. So I've just run 6 of my hens out for you to have a look at before we put them back in the flight cage.
Fantastic. Look great in front of and the hills at the back. And
I know. That's
great.
lovely, isn't it? Yeah. Someone said, yeah, I'd rent this place just to look at the view. You won't get any work then, would you?
So you've got the canaries, which is top class, and then you look out, and you've got the hills at the back.
I know.